Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Track 2. The first appearances of both these teams this weekend. The number 12 ranked Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars taking on the defending WFTDA International Champions, the Rose City Rollers Wheels of Justice.
Well, John Madney, why don't you go ahead and say who you got for your Minnesota roster there, and we'll get this game started here.
All right, number 1837 is Diamond Ruff. Number 196 is Mad Rad. Number 28, Scarman Electra. Number 3, Jacked Pipes. Number 40, Crust Almighty. Number 400 is Brickyard. Number 422, Polly Punchkin. Number 5, Yekaterina Lipitsky. Number 667 is Shiver Me Kimbers. Number 727, Hertrude Stein. Number 8, Smokahontas. Number 82, Brutal Brit. 84 is Revolt. And number 9 is Secondhand Smoke. Your captains are Polly Punchkin and Mad Rad.
All right, now skating for the Rose City Wheels of Justice, you're going to have 1, Frisky Biscuits. Number 127, Jessica Chestnuts. 1313, Whitney Griffin. 26, Sarah Gaither. 260, Envy Adams. 28, Alicia Nesbitt Smith. Number 4, Jess Rivas. 401, Tarantula. 415, Hannah Jennings. 50, Scald Eagle. 523, Liquor and Split. 69, Starter Ruckus. Number 8, Braun Swanson. And 81, Luna.
And the first lineup for Minnesota, Crust Almighty, Diamond Ruff, Hertrude Stein, and Secondhand Smoke. Jamming is number 400, Brickyard.
And you're going to see Liquor and Split out there with a star on her helmet for the Wheels of Justice. Lining up will be Tarantula, Hannah Jennings, Alicia Nesbitt Smith, and I believe Sarah Gaither. We definitely got the Minnesota folks out here doing their best to cheer on their team. What about my Wheels of Justice fans? Where are you guys at today?
They're over there.
Oh, I found you.
There.
Hey, guys.
And a hush fell over the crowd. Whistle blows, and here we go. Brickyard up against Liquor and Split.
Liquor and Split found a brief opening on the track. She continues to run after landing one arm out of bounds, but that's not enough to keep her as a cut.
Twice in a row, nice big hits to the inside on Brickyard, causing her to retreat to the back of the pack once again. Beautiful big on hits.
Tarantula picking up a penalty. She will be spending some time at the penalty box. Hannah Jennings up front playing the offense. And unfortunately, she was the last line of defense to try and stop Brickyard.
But it's like a sacrifice fly. You know, you take the little 30-second penalty. That's fine. You held her back a number of times. So Rose City's on the board with 2 after your first jam.
We're going to see Scald Eagle out there on the line.
She is going up against last year's MNRG MVP. That is Jacked Pipes.
Looks like there's a split-up pack out there on the line. One of the Minnesota players is bridging to keep everybody contained.
Pipes taking a bit of a tumble straight away and gets a low block call just past the point of no return. She has to go all the way around, but then again, so did Scald Eagle. So this is a very little jammer do-si-do here. Scald Eagle takes a seat. And Jack Pipes takes a seat, and Scald Eagle is released.
Little merry-go-round right there in the penalty box.
Pipes is released. So this will be the full 2-minute jam. Nobody's able to get lead jammer status, so this will be a very interesting one.
Scald Eagle doing what she does. She takes flight, hops over some players, still stays in bounds. One player left to beat, and she is out of that pack.
Beautiful. Taps around the outside in turn 2 and does a nice little pirouette. Break on through to the other side as Jack Pipes with a star in her hand.
And it looks like Scald Eagle also got tapped out of bounds at the top of the apex there. She's got to skate back to try and get back into this game.
And Pipes is through on her initial pass.
Tarantula picking up another penalty. This one's an out of play or failure to reform would be a better way of saying it. So she will be spending another 30 seconds in the penalty box.
4 points scored by Scald Eagle to bring the Rose City Wheels of Justice up to 6.
Scald Eagle comes in very hard face to face with number 5, Lapiski, and she makes it out, getting 4 more points.
4 points scored by Scald Eagle and 4 for Minnesota. So Minnesota's on the board. 10-4, Wheels of Justice.
Jess Rivas in the back all alone. Could not contain her. Scald Eagle also gets out at the same time and picks up 4 points.
Pipes took a bit of a lead there for about 3 seconds, but then, she ended up picking the jammer lap point, getting that grand slam there for 5 points. Gets tapped out in turn 4, retreating to the back of the pack as time expires. And Scald Eagle picks up an additional 3 for the Wheels of Justice. So, after 2 jams, 17 for Rose City, 9 for Minnesota.
Wild Duck Cafe. Visit the Wild Duck Cafe for fresh made sandwiches, salads, snacks, coffee, as well as your favorite beverage. Visit the Lobby Grill for traditional burgers, fries, and hot dogs. That's Wild Duck Cafe.
It looks like the refs did speak with the scorekeepers there, and they had awarded an additional point to Minnesota, so they're at 9.
That was Luna, ladies and gentlemen, and she is absolutely smoking hot with those fast wheels when she bounces. Sarah Gaither down at the top of the key. She ends up picking off a player and hopefully gets that duck. This jam, though, does come to an end. 1 point picked up by Rose City.
And next up, jamming for Minnesota is going to be Secondhand Smoke. She's taking on Frisky Biscuits, wearing the jammer star for the Wheels of Justice. Both teams at full strength right now. Secondhand Smoke starts off with a jammer-on-jammer takedown.
Frisky Biscuits getting taken out on that inside line. She does find a way to come back in, but there's a wall of blue waiting for her.
Smoke is through, and it is Minnesota's first lead jam. Braun Swanson headed to the penalty box, joined by Griffin.
It must have been her
Scarman
mustache.
Electra from Minnesota. That's the initial pass for number 1, Frisky Biscuits.
Yep. Frisky Biscuits is on her way. This jam does come to an end. That's a smart move by Minnesota. Right now the score is 18-8. No points picked up on that last pass for Rose City.
It's like 3 points scored by Minnesota will bring them up to 11. 24:45 to go in the first half of this game. Ready to begin jam number 5 with Jacked Pipes versus number 50, that's Scald Eagle.
Nice slow pack. Scald Eagle looks like she's playing a little bit of defense of her own out there.
Some nice track awareness by Scald Eagle, but Jack Pipes is through for lead jammer status. Scald Eagle, though, hot on her skates.
Scald Eagle very low, right on that one skate around the track. Here comes the offense from Minnesota.
Calls it. 2 points for Wheels of Justice, 0 for Minnesota.
We like to encourage people to go ahead and pick up some raffle tickets. We got some great raffle prizes. Tickets are 1 for $1, but if you buy 20, you can get 10 free. There's a whole bunch of prizes over there. I urge you all to go and check them all out, buy a lot of tickets, and win some good gear.
Looks like Rose City's coach was out asking for an additional point. He did not receive it.
Start a ruckus right now for Rose City on the line. She gets taken down and dropped to the inside. having to start all over again. Once again, she tries to take that inside line, but the defense for Minnesota has got her plugged there.
But just on the other side, same thing. Brickyard tap to the outside, turn 2, have to retreat back into turn 1. Taps through the outside. Lead jammer picks up 5 big roller derby points for Minnesota.
Starter Ruckus comes in very hot. She has the cap in her hand. She is still on her initial pass.
One more grand slam. That's 10 points so far in this pass for Brickyard.
And Starter Ruckus cutting the track, giving a power jam up to Minnesota.
And Minnesota has taken the lead 21-20 over Rose City.
Little bit of offense coming from Minnesota, but Rose City's defense right now doing a fine job holding that jammer in.
Oh, a nice waterfall defense. They're trying to push her out.
Jess Rivas picking up a forearm call. That's going to put a half a six-pack in that penalty box. 3 players, including the jammer.
5 points again, so that was a total of 15 scored by Minnesota in that last jam. 0 scored by the Wheels of Justice. Minnesota has their first lead of the game, 26-20.
Right now, I think penalties are playing a role in this lead right now for Minnesota. Seems to be a revolving door for Wheels of Justice as they keep going to that penalty box.
Again, very early in the season, a lot of kinks to work out, a lot of different ways that the people are looking at trying to play a little differently this year. They know each team is there is no team that played it's playing in this tournament right now. It took me a long time to get there. No team playing at this tournament that looks exactly the same as they did at the end of last year. A lot of big names moving around, changing slaves, a lot of retirements, a lot of transfers. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes the first part of this year.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times when teams first play each other like this, they really go through about a 10 to 15 minute feeling out period. They need to see what the other team is going to bring, see how their offense and defense is played, and then they can start solidifying what they're going to do to counter those type of things. So we ought to see a lot of good action coming up for the rest of this game, as if we haven't already seen enough good action.
And it looks like secondhand smoke wearing the jammer star for Minnesota in their power jam start. Rose City, it is actually a minivan start here.
Wheels of
Parents
Justice
in front, kids are rocking out in the back, can't do a thing about it. Minnesota City is going to, if they can capitalize on this.
Wheels of Justice way up front.
Managed to stay in, but my God, a forearm penalty.
Yeah, Sarah Gaither got a hold of her, pushed her to the outside line, and they kind of brawled over there. I think that's where she picked up that forearm. Start a ruckus, really trying to fight. She's getting some good offense being laid down and still trying to fight her way through that pack.
Fantastic defense going on right now here. Come to a stop, Minnesota with a caltrop defense. Lipinski bridging, moving up front now.
Here comes the offense, but Minnesota very wisely moving their defensive line right along with it and keeping pace.
As the Minnesota crowd is chanting for the Great Wall of St. Paul, being held by the trifecta of awesomeness right there. Diamond Ruff, Scarman Electra, and Hertrude Stein. Oh, and a track cut on secondhand smoke will send her back to the box.
Yeah, see, Jess Rivas took her out of bounds, stepped out, and Alicia Nesbitt-Smith ran back, and that's how they executed that cut. She saw Jess Rivas step out, but she didn't see Alicia Nesbitt-Smith in front of her running back.
Starter Ruckus moving on the inside, gets stepped up with Lipinski, who gets a low block call for it. Doesn't agree with that call, certainly.
Oh, Sarah Gaither gave her a nice body whip.
Diamond Ruff.
And they're taking her all the way back again.
Ruff back 40 feet. Starter Ruckus one more time. Tapped out again by Scarman Electra, who retreats and and draws that track cut penalty. She'll get a penalty herself, but more importantly,
oh, actually, they changed the call.
Oh,
They really start a ruckus. I think that they just called the penalty on
Electra.
On Electra. Very interesting. And just like that, Liquor and Split is working her way up. His turn number 2. One player left to beat, but she's the lead jammer.
Score didn't change that last jam. 20-26 still. But now Liquor and Split on her scoring pass.
Liquor and Split makes it out, picks up 4 points, and calls it off. That's how you execute it, and Liquor and Split is so good at doing just that.
And they brought it to within 2. 24 for the Wheels of Justice, 26 for Minnesota. 19 minutes to play in the first half.
We're going to see Scald Eagle out next on the line, wearing the star for the Wheels of Justice.
And she's taking on Brickyard, recent acquisition from arch rival.
Everybody's playing up front a little bit. Scald Eagle gets off. She tips toes on that line, but does end up stepping out of bounds.
Mad Rad, one of the coaches, taps her out, allowing Brickyard to get through. Lead jammer status goes to Brickyard. Scald Eagle, 2 more to deal with.
Wow, they were pretty out of play, but Scald Eagle finally makes it by.
Brickyard calls it. 3 points for Minnesota. That'll bring them up to 29.
Holding on to that 5-point lead. You know, some of those great raffle prizes, one of the grand prizes is 2 RollerCon MVP passes. All you got to do is buy some raffle tickets and make sure you get in on that.
Even better, that's actually 2 different prizes, so 2 people have the chance to win RollerCon MVP passes.
Thanks for that nice pickup there, Job Manning. That's an absolute fantastic giveaway.
First appearance of Luna out here as a jammer for Rose City.
And Luna bouncing back and forth like she does, and we are used to seeing that, and she is so quick on her feet.
Secondhand smoke, lead jammer Minnesota, but Luna hot on her skates. Both of these players extremely fast.
Rose City right now trying to break things apart, or I should say stay together. Luna comes in very hot, and Minnesota did call that off.
0.
No point score for either team.
But what's more important is they held the Wheels of Justice from scoring any points as well. Still a 5-point advantage for Minnesota, 29-24. Wheels of Justice with a 1 blocker advantage out there right now as Lipitsky cools her heels in the penalty box. Jack Pipes up for Minnesota.
Frisky Biscuits out on the line wearing the number 1. Here comes the offense from Braun Swanson.
Very tough defense. Jessica Chestnuts just getting low, pushing down, holding back Jack Pipes at the back of the pack.
Very, very strong wall being set. Right now, Minnesota getting stuck behind in the top of the apex.
Foreman a caltrop at the back. Minnesota holding back Frisky Biscuits. Lipitsky re-enters. Pipes gets tapped out in turn 2. Has to retreat all the way to the back once again.
Beautiful execution of the defense by both of these teams. We do not have a lead jammer yet. Penalty being called on the track. Minnesota's going to lose a blocker.
We leave a multiplayer block on Minnesota.
Jess Rivas also picking up a penalty. She will be leaving the track. And it is just a mob scene. They still have not designated a lead jammer, and we have gone 3/4 of the way around this track. Finally, Frisky Biscuits is out first, and she's the one the refs are all pointing at.
1 minute, 13 seconds it took. Lipitsky takes the jammer star for Minnesota.
And Frisky Biscuits runs through, picks up 4 points, and those are much needed points. She calls it off just in the nick of time.
Oh, that was a horse race. That was very close. Frisky Biscuits not seeing her entire bench telling her to call it off.
Well, they were having her wait because they were trying to clear that bench, which is a very heads-up move. But boy, they were really cutting it close on that one. One of the other great prizes you can get if you get in that raffle, is a Bonds Quad Star package that's valued at $319. Liquor and Split on the line for Rose City and number 400 Brickyard for Minnesota.
And in her third jamming appearance, she takes that lead jammer status.
Right
Brickyard
now,
making her fifth.
Rose City's defense shutting down the offense for Minnesota.
And the Wheels of Justice have taken the lead. That's a lead change, everybody. 33-29 now, but she's not done yet. Oh, man, it is a nice little apex hop. Picking up 5 points.
There was a nice little push in the back, trying to get the jammer through. That was Stein that came in and gave a little push. Luckily, there was one person left to stop her, and Minnesota still trying to get through on their initial pass.
Liquor and Split dealing with the Minnesota wall up front. Out of play call is made. Out of play penalty goes to Gertrude Stein, and 5 points are scored by the Wheels of Justice.
She comes in very hot, runs up that inside, bounces around, and picks up another 5 points.
$20-point jam so far for Liquor and Split. Let's make that 24. As she calls it off.
Wow.
Just before Brickyard is able to score, Minnesota takes a team timeout.
That was 24 points for
Huge.
Liquor and Split in that jam.
Huge move for the Wheels of Justice.
Rose City needed that so much.
You know, when you're the world champions and this number 12 team in the world comes up and says, yeah, you know what, you're not so bad. But no, they're showing they are.
Well, you know, any given day, somebody can come in and beat you, and you got to always play your A game. You can never consider what the other team is ranked as. You always got to bring it every single time.
Absolutely.
And that's what this game's all about. Some of the other great raffle packages you can pick up are brought to you by Adam, brought to you by the Big O, Bruce Skate Noose, Castle Megastore, the Dollhouse, Fast Girl Skates, Flat Track Revolution, Harry Ritchie's Jewelers, Hit This Derby Gear, Noodles and Company, Notorious RED, Radar Wheels, Roller Derby Athletics, Sin City Skates, S1 Helmets, Super Fit Here, and Trixie Be True.
Time is about to begin again. 13 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this first half as Jam 13 starts with Scald Eagle lead jammer before she even hit the pivot line. Forearm penalty called on second-hand smoke.
That is not what they needed at this time. Scald Eagle comes in and takes flight right over the apex, picking up grand slam 5 points. Oh.
So close and yet so far away.
Could not stick that landing, although it looked pretty.
Still better than I could do.
Yeah. Getting knocked on out of the outside line there and drug way back, having to start again.
Big hit, taking down D-Ruff.
Yeah, she picked up a cut on that. Oh, he's gonna let her go, actually. The inside ref overrode it.
Oh, man right through that blockade. 5 more points scored by the Wheels of Justice.
Wheels of Justice doing a nice job keeping everyone separated on Minnesota. Of course, they heard me say that, and they're getting all back together.
Oh, boy. Huge move there.
It's incredible how much control she has on those skates.
Spinning around, getting through those narrow alleys and taking hits all at the same time. Through once again for an additional 5 points. That's 23 points so far this jam alone. As she calls it off. 23-point jam for Scald Eagle. That brings up the Wheels of Justice to 75.
In the last 2 jams, that is 47 points they have picked up.
And Minnesota head coach Spike is brought out an official review, bringing out Captain Polly Punchkin.
I have a feeling that Minnesota wants to talk about that that hypothetical cut. I'm going to call it hypothetical right now because it looked like it was very, very close down here in turn number 3. And the inside ref called it in. The outside ref, I think, blew a whistle for it, but it all happened very fast, and I think that's what they want to discuss.
Well, I think for one point, Scald Eagle didn't even know for certain. She paused, looked at the ref, paused, looked back at the coaches, looked back at the refs.
Yeah. And it's one of those where they can put a foot on the line, but if you go past it, and it's such a tough judgment call sometimes with skaters as they're coming up to that line like that.
8 tracks, 70 coaches, 160 challenges, 24 bouts, uncountable seminars, social events, and vendors, plus 1 uterus-shaped 24-hour pool. Derby Summer Camp every July. That is RollerCon. RollerCon, another proud sponsor of the Big O.
Well, this is a good opportunity for Minnesota to kind of reel it back in. They had such a good beginning to this game. The first 10 minutes, they really came out, and I think they stunned Rose City by coming up and just walloped them. They had taken a lead, they had maintained that lead, and Rose City in 2 jams has taken away that lead and pushed it up.
And more.
and then some. Well, I think they have made the rulings that they want to make. They're going to get this game back together as 5 seconds is called. Luna once again on the, Yes, Luna once again on the line, trying to fight her way through, but gets knocked out of bounds on the outside.
Scarman, Electra, and Lipinski getting all the way back, forming a caltrop, but not in time. Luna now having to deal with Punchkin, and she makes it through.
Yeah, Pumpkin's last line of defense, but Luna used that mobility that she has and just your lead jammer. Tarantula up front, banging around on that wall.
Oh, beautiful convoy work there. 5 points scored by the Wheels of Justice.
That was exactly it, a convoy. Blocker, 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 jammer. We've got Frisky Biscuits once again on the line for Rose City, and Brickyard once again putting the helmet cover on for Minnesota. Oh, and the inside line was wide open, and that is where Frisky Biscuits is gone.
Frisky Biscuits at the back of the Minnesota pack there, trying to push her way through.
Brickyard right now still trying to negotiate through that wall of purple. She is up in the turn number 2. She gets a little bit of offense, finally finds an opening, and she's out.
Frisky Biscuits keeping on looking back. She managed to get past all 5 Minnesota players and picks up 5 points.
You're going to see Liquor and Split out there on the line again with a star on her helmet. She will be going up against...
That's going to be Shiver Me Kimbers in her first jamming appearance tonight. Today.
Wow. Liquor and Split hits that wall so incredibly hard. Bodies parted, and they had to readjust and recycle to get back in front of her.
Low block by Nesbitt Smith. Sends her to the box. Kimbers retreats. Oh, and a double hop through. Oh! Gets called for the track cut.
That was interesting.
Kimbers has to take a seat.
She had some great moves there, and I think she just unfortunately stepped out of bounds. It looked real nice.
Star Stash by Liquor and Split.
Sarah Gaither trying to pick one off. Oh, they had to go for about a half a second, and luckily she got out to reform the wall.
No lead jammer. So when Kimbers comes back, it's going to continue for the full 2 minutes.
Really good offense being executed by Rose City, but right now they're going to stop. Liquor Split looks back and goes, "Where's my O, people? Come on."
It's tangled up, Kimbers does, and goes right back to the box.
Oh, she came in extremely hot and busted that box up. 5 more points being picked up by Liquor and Split, pushing their lead to 90. Or excuse me, their score to 90.
That's 5 more points.
Sarah Gaither picked off a person in the back, and they've got her locked down. There's one, and there's the other grouping up front, trying to pick off more players.
Kimbers returns in. Just as time expires. 4 points scored by the Wheels of Justice will bring them up to 99. Minnesota at 29. So that's a 70-point lead by Rose City right now. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first half as we are about to begin jam number 17.
Tarantula in that last jam was doing a really good job. She kept rolling in the middle of that pack of Minnesota, trying to open up a hole to get her jammer free. It's a really good way to play that offense. Scald Eagle right now with a star on her helmet, trying to fight through that wall of blue, being pressed up against the wall. Somehow she stays in bound, and she's your lead jammer.
Brutal Brit goes as far as she can go to hold her back.
Hannah Jennings picking up a penalty. She will be spending the next 30 seconds of her life in the penalty box. Scald Eagle.
Wow.
Yeah, jukes everybody out of their position and their skates and keeps right on going, picking up 5 points. That's the problem with trying to face off against Scald Eagle, is she will literally put you on your back.
She is fast, she is strong, and she just bashes through walls. Star Stash from Jack Pipes.
And it's that juke. She comes into the wall and you don't know where she's going to go because she throws her body one way, then skates another. 4 more points being picked up by Scald Eagle.
And amazing, Rose City just stopped Jack Pipe's forward momentum completely there.
Direction of play being picked up on Chestnut. She will be spending 30 seconds in the penalty box.
Pipes tiptoed on her toe stops as long as she could. 4 more points for Scald Eagle. That's 18 points so far.
Jack Pipes getting up very, very, very slow. She's only got 2 blockers to get through, but it's Hannah Jennings and Jess Rivas, and boy, those are 2 blockers you do not want to mess with.
Pipes picked up 4 points.
Jess Rivas all by herself up front. Hannah Jennings, though, comes in. An
additional 5 for Scald Eagle. And as the jam ends, an additional 4 points scored by Jack Pipes to bring up to 7 for Minnesota.
That was a stunning display by 2 blockers on the track, holding a jam together to try and clear that box. And man, they're going to have to do it again. They got Alicia Nesbitt-Smith and Sarah Gaither as the 2 blockers out there once again to try and take care of this game.
23 points for Minnesota, 23 points for Rose City, 4 for Minnesota that last jam.
Oh, Luna stops on a dime, runs it back to the inside. Everybody else could not keep up with her. You know, I think the toe stops is what does it for this team right now.
Absolutely. But just control of their bodies, understanding their physicality, being able to make it through. 3 points for Rose City that time. That brought them up to 125. Minnesota with 33, 0 points scored at that jam. 3 minutes, 38 seconds to go in the first half as Secondhand Smoke lines up against Frisky Biscuits for Minnesota and for Rose City respectively.
Still a depleted pack out there. Rose City only having 2 blockers on the track. Jessica Chestnuts and Rivas are your 2 blockers. No pack is called. They got to bring it back together.
Hannah Jennings comes back in to try and break up that Minnesota wall as Jess Rivas knocks out Secondhand Smoke.
Nice job by Minnesota. They're really shutting down the jammer for Rose City and not letting anything get through.
And that's going to get lead jammer too. Secondhand Smoke breaking a drought, hopefully for Minnesota, as Frisky Biscuits has made her way through as well. Smoke calls it off and receives no points.
Wow. She doesn't believe it. She's over there shaking her head like, I got my hips passed, I think.
She was looking, she was looking down, trying to make sure that her hips were in front of an opposing skater's hips. But the refs disagree. 0 points scored for Minnesota that jam. 125 to 33 in favor of Rose City. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first half.
Invi Adams, Alicia Nesbitt, Sarah Gaither, and Tarantula on the track for Rose City. Tarantula comes in with a huge hit and opens up a can, getting her jammer free.
Lead jammer for Lickert and Split.
Lickert and Split right now up again. Envy Adams comes in and rocks that wall just a little bit, unable to get her jammer out this time. Great 2-wall being set up. Lickert and Split goes right around the top.
Manages to stay in. 5 points scored for Lickert and Split.
Star pass, and that's going to number 5, Lapitsky. Oh! Tarantula ended that with a big boom.
So with 56 seconds to go, we'll have time for one more jam as Brickyard takes the jammer star for Minnesota. Up against Scald Eagle for Rose City.
Well, 100 points right now separate these two teams. 8 points picked up in that last jam by Lickert and Split.
Woo! And Brickyard shot out of a cannon.
Man, that's how you get it done right there. Scald Eagle still trying to get by with that long stance of hers. She's finally out of the pack, but she's got basically the entire track to make up.
Oh, beautiful snake through. And calls it off after getting all 4.
That was a beautiful play right there.
Nope, take it down, only 3 points.
Wah, wah.
A little bit of a change there, but this is going to be halftime. Minnesota's actually scored 3. Refs changed their mind at the last second there. 133 to 36. So, huge opening for Minnesota. Behind for the first about 4 jams, and then came up, took it, evened it up, took the lead, held the lead for a good jam, and then Lickert and Split and Scald Eagle in 2 successive jams put 47 points on the board for Rose City.
Well, Minnesota basically at this point, they need to take this.
So when I first went into Fast Girl Skates, it was like being a kid in a candy shop.
I skate on the Anti-Air 1 boot with Crazy Venus plates and Adam D-Rod wheels.
As I've grown as a skater, Fast Girl has also helped my skates to grow with me.
What's your favorite thing that you got at the store?
Probably my gear.
I'm Doubled Megs, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Vex Factor, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm a Salted Peanut, and I'm a Fast Girl.
I'm Afro Jamma, and I'm a Fast Girl.
You can be a Fast Girl too.
Skaters, lost your mouth guard? Hit this. Time for an upgrade? Hit this. New to Derby and not sure where to start? Hit this. We are Derby owned and operated with 6 years of experience. Hit This Derby Gear can hook you up with skates, gear, and honest advice based on your skating style and individual needs. Visit us at our store in Salem, Oregon, or online at www.hitthisderbygear.com. Whether you are a new or veteran skater, before you hit the track, hit this.
Hi folks, Scald Eagle here. Have you had a chance to take a look at the new Bonk Quadstar skate? The boots are ultra lightweight with no break-in period and are great for skaters with skinnier ankles. They also have a 100% Australian full-grain leather outer and a completely heat-moldable hand-laid fiberglass base. Get that premium performance without the premium price tag. Boom. Come over to the Bonk booth right now and check out this rad new skate.
At Roller Derby Athletics, we take the guesswork out of off-skate training so you can focus on being fierce. We help you transform your game without a lot of time or equipment. With 5 training programs plus all-star memberships, there's an option to suit every athlete. And we train skaters worldwide with high-quality video instruction and online support. At Roller Derby Athletics, we empower you to be safe, strong, and unstoppable. Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program. Roller Derby Athletics takes the guesswork out of off-skate training, helping you become safe, strong, and unstoppable. Here's what skaters from around the world are saying.
Lots of great advice and things that helped me after I broke my ankle and had
I've lost 90 pounds and discovered my A game. Love that site and the
rehab
workouts.
has been amazing. It's really worth the investment in her
Booty
programs.
Quake rocks. You won't regret the investment.
Want to see for yourself? Sign up today for our free Basics Builder program and transform your game with Roller Derby Athletics.
Hey, this is Dan from S1 Helmets. We're in the testing lab today testing helmets to see if they pass the Multiple Impact Certification Test. We're going to be testing 3 helmets today. There's a soft foam helmet with EVA foam and a terry cloth liner. There's a hockey helmet with triple density EVA foam. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam. All 3 of these helmets are marketed as multiple impact helmets. We're going to test all of them today and see which ones actually pass the test. The multiple impact test is when we drop a helmet to achieve a velocity of 4.57 meters per second. This simulates a 10-mile-an-hour impact or a 4-foot drop. The same helmet is tested 3 times in the same location. The helmet must reduce the energy pulse to under 300 Gs each time. Anything over 300 Gs can result in a traumatic brain injury or a severe concussion. In summary, the soft foam helmet with EVA foam and the hockey helmet with triple density foam did not pass the multiple impact test. The S1 Lifer helmet with EPS Fusion foam did pass the multiple impact test.
A lot of very impressive people in roller derby.
This was definitely a proud moment for me, wearing the black, white, and red.
I care about this thing more than I care about any other article of clothing in my wardrobe.
This represents to me like 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears.
Glitter is fun and hardcore. I've learned that it's hardcore.
My uniform is always in pristine condition.
My truck is purple, my shoes are purple, my underwear are purple.
Takes a lot of drive and a lot of passion to keep going in roller derby.
Sometimes when you play roller derby, you're just kind of like, why am I doing this? This is so weird.
I just can't imagine that I'd get more kicks like playing golf than I do hitting a you know? Feels good.
My name is Rachel Rotten.
My name is Midge Wilhelm.
I'm Fifi Nomenon.
I'm Jackie Daniels.
My name's Steph Maney.
Hi, I'm Scald Eagle.
And S1.
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 And S1 is part of my uniform.
clear path through the pack almost never exists. So we fight and make our own.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.
I love teamwork when it comes naturally, and it's almost like your teammate is an extension of your own body. That anticipation, where you've worked cerebrally through strategy and skills, and suddenly you're out there in a game and it all comes naturally because you know each other. I love that.
Lee Jammer, Minnesota.
Wow, that was so incredibly quick. Still in the pack. Liquor and Split trying to find her way to get through.
And she threw again. Grand Slam. 5 big roller derby points for Minnesota.
Liquor and Split picking herself back up off the ground again. She's looking over her shoulder for help, but right now they got to worry about Brickyard. Jess Rivas comes in, gives a little love tap, and that's just enough to get out Liquor and Split.
Low block penalty on number 260. That's Envy Adams. 2 more points added to Minnesota's total there. So that's going to be a 7-0 jam for Minnesota, bringing them up to 95. Rose City at 235.
That's going to be Lipitsky for jamming for Minnesota, going up against Scald Eagle for Rose City. Going to be an even pack out there with 3-on-3 as both teams have a player in the penalty box.
Oh, Scald Eagle through. Beautiful move there around the inside.
It's kind of a Gumby move. She just sort of moves her hips a little bit farther out, comes right back in.
Lipitsky makes her initial pass as well. Scald Eagle come through the inside. A little apex hut. Actually, it's not even an apex jump before she jumped fully on the straightaway.
Yep.
4 points for Scald Eagle.
She just knows how to glide. Number 5 up front right now trying to fight her way through that purple wall.
Scald Eagle.
Wow.
4 points for Wheels of Justice. 4 points for Lipitsky and Minnesota.
Minnesota up front right now, and here comes the purple. That offense coming from the inside. Scald Eagle decides to go out. Envy Adams right now trying to play in defense all by herself, gets joined by Chestnuts. Scald Eagle, though, goes right through the middle of all of it and picks up 4 points on that pass.
Scald Eagle scored 12. Minnesota, Lipitsky scored 8. 247 to 103 with just under 2 minutes to go in this game as the world champion Rose City Wheels of Justice with a commanding lead over Minnesota.
Luna out there on the track wearing the star for the Wheels of Justice, going up against Jacked Pipes. Luna trying the outside and in like she always seems to do. Eventually she tries to push right through the middle, ends up on the deck.
Tough pushy. Bron Swanson pushes back.
Penalty being called on Alicia Nesbitt-Smith. She will be headed to the penalty box. Excellent. Hannah Jennings served her time, came out, instantly jumped into offense mode, and got Luna free.
37 seconds it took to get Lee Jammer there. Both players through. Luna, Lee Jammer for Wheels of Justice.
18:37. She had a hold of a shirt and pulled somebody down with her. That's a penalty. Can't do that.
Foreign penalty on Diamond Rough. 3 points added to the Wheels of Justice total as Minnesota takes their final team timeout.
We got 31 seconds left in this game. Refs want to talk over something. Probably want to make sure the points are right, the penalties are right, but right now we've got a score of 250 over Minnesota at 103. Rose City right now well in control of this game. I don't think there's a 147-point play last time I checked the books.
Well, you know, the first time for everything. Very interesting. Minnesota has kept to nearly the exact same rotation they had in the first half. Bring Brickyard just about every other jam or every third jam. Swapping out Lipitsky every once in a while.
Notorious RED, Notorious Gear, deodorized by Notorious RED. Small, cleans even if you don't play dirty.
Diamond Ruff being sent back to the locker room, and she said to the Minnesota fans in attendance, if you're going to get a penalty, make it count.
Well, I'm going to say it one more time. Notorious Red, Notorious Gear Deodorant by Notorious RED. Smell clean even if you play dirty.
Starter Ruckus wearing the Jammer Star for the last jam of the game. Full Rose City up against Brickyard.
Starter Ruckus bouncing right in the middle of that pack. Finally tries the outside and not able to get through.
Brickyard, lead jammer, Minnesota.
Starter Ruckus getting glided out on the top and taken on the inside all the way back.
Starter Ruckus playing some defensive jamming there. Brickyard inching her way through.
Jess Rivas, the last line of defense, but she's got her. Oh, and then gets called out of play. She had to let her go.
Forearm penalty on Jessica Chestnuts. 5 points are scored by Brickyard. Already on her next scoring pass.
Starter Ruckus still in there. One person left to beat.
Took it.
Oh.
And a track cut on Starter Ruckus.
And that's going to give a power jam over to Minnesota.
10 points so far. Still a minute to go in the game.
And Brickyard is just going on a scoring spree right now. Maybe there is a 147-point score.
Minnesota on the attack. Brickyard cut through the inside. 5 more points. 15-point jam so far for Brickyard.
Looks like a forearm penalty being called on Jess Rivas. She smiles as she skates off, knowing that this game is over. At least the time is off the clock. They're on borrowed time.
Ruckus is back, and Minnesota's ready for her at the back of the pack. One more time through. 5 more points. That's a 20-point jam for Brickyard.
Forearm being picked up on, I believe that was Stein.
Missed that apex jump there. Retreat still has some time to go.
Starter Ruckus makes it out of the pack. She's now skating around. A lot of room to go, though.
Gets through, calls it.
Last ditch hit.
4 points. So that's a 24-point jam for Brickyard to end the game.
Griffith gets a last-second penalty, and that is not going to be relevant as the game is over.
Yep.
That was a nice little flurry they did put up right up there at the end of the game. 24 points scored by Minnesota, and that's what you like to see.
Not nearly enough, though, as the world champion Rose City Wheels of Justice continue on to win 250 to 127 over the number 12 ranked Minnesota RollerGirls All-Stars. Next up for the Wheels of Justice, they'll be taking on Victorian, the number 2 team in the world, tomorrow, Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Minnesota will be going tomorrow morning at 10:30 Pacific time. That would, of course, be noon 30 back in Minnesota as they take on Terminal City from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Yeah, there's still a lot of exciting games. Emerald and Santa Cruz is coming up on track number 2. Texas versus Portland men's. That's the Bridgetown Menace versus the Texas All-Stars. And then the Rose City Juniors also up against Angel Juniors on this track.
Rocky Mountain RollerGirls taking on Terminal City at 4 p.m. That's about 8 minutes from now. Plenty of stuff. St. Louis versus Puget Sound at 6 o'clock. And then Victorian versus Texas to round out track 1. Over here on track 2, Emerald versus Santa Cruz, Texas versus Portland. And then Junior Derby Rose versus Angel. And over on track 3, international bouts galore as Rocky Mountain RollerGirls take on